At first, I didn't really feel the import of what happened until that night. That was when I cried the most agonizing cry I can recall in my life.
While hoping that it would happen someday, I had kind of come to terms with if it didn't happen, what would be the worst part of it. It wasn't easy, but we're here. And there's a little terrorist in the house now.
My dad was alive at the time. I knew my dad really wanted to carry my baby. I knew he really wanted. He had carried all those, most of his other children. He really wanted to carry mine. And it's so unfortunate that he didn't finally get to carry my baby.
Me and my husband, we weren't planning to just enter into the pregnancy race immediately after getting married. We wanted some time to ourselves, before the kids come to interfere.
I'm first of six kids, and I have four younger ones. Three got married after me, and all four of them had kids before me. So for everybody, it was pretty easy.
The baby came as a stillbirth, and that was the most devastating time of our lives. Both of us were not expecting it because pregnancy was quite smooth, but at the time of delivery, the child was a stillbirth.
My expectation really was first touch, first child. And funny enough, that happened. I believe my wife took it almost immediately. And 3 months down the line, I was at work one morning, and then, she calls me and tells me the news. She was spotting, one thing led to another, and lost her baby.
I began to ask all sorts of questions. Why did this happen? Okay, but it happened and life had to go on. And then after that, it seemed like nothing was happening. I mean, there was like a spell. Pregnancies were not coming. It wasn't awfully long, but it was like the longest time of our lives, because the first one came without any hassles.
My wife is usually a very quiet person, but she loves to communicate to me. She wants to tell me about anything and everything. But when we had this struggle to have a child, I noticed at some point he just went into a closet and literally stopped talking to me.
When you have in-laws who also expect that, because my husband is the first son, they expect that they want to have, kids for their son and all of that. So of course, while hoping that it would happen someday, I had kind of come to terms with if it didn't happen, what would be the worst part of it.
To be honest, there were times where I would just burst out in tears on my own, without anyone saying, And my tears mainly because, we didn't have a child. It was just seeing my wife go through what she was with. And I'll just go to the room, go to the bathroom, and just lay on the floor and just start crying.
As God would have it, it eventually came. And then the whole process started again. And this time around, we were hopeful, we were expectant, we were all positive that it would turn out well. And by God's help, it came out well. And the baby is here today. She's 10 today. And there are two others after her.
You know how they say the result was worth, the whole effort and all of that. So I think every day when I look at my kid, it just kind of like diminishes all the pain and all the needles and all the maybe surgeries or whatever that somebody had to go through.
It has made me realize that they are precious gifts, and if I want to really show my appreciation for the giver of those gifts, and I have to nurture them with all that I have, and that's what I do.
Now that my wife is a mother, the joy you experience helps you completely forget what you have been through. In a sense, you can't really feel it that way. You want to give them the best you can give them. It has made me love my kids more, cherish their presence more, because at some point in the house, there was nobody running around and tearing things down. But now that they are doing all of that, sometimes you get tired. But when you remember that this place was almost a graveyard at some point, you just learn to accept the complete package.
As Africans, we tend to put a lot of premium on children, childbearing, and we tend to forget the part that there's companionship first before childbearing comes into the picture. So we should understand that as much as we want those people to have children, they also want it. And so we shouldn't put it in their faces that there's a delay in childbearing. Yes, we want to help. We have their best interest at heart. But we should go about it in a way that it will not become a burden on them and make them feel like they are less human when they haven't had kids yet.
If you need to talk to someone, probably someone who had gone through something similar, it will help. And then also talk to your wife. That connection with your wife, these things actually make couples closer. That's what I've noticed with mine. When you are going through things like this together, and you guys are constantly talking and you're constantly, being vulnerable to one another, I think it also helps bond the relationship better. And it will come. It will come.
Don't feel guilty. That's my message to people who are still trying to conceive. Don't feel guilty. There's not anything that you could have done. So if you had the power to change it and make it easy for yourself, you would.
For you out there still hoping, I'll tell you to keep hope alive. No one else can feel the pain that you're feeling. You alone know how it pains. And please never give up. Just keep that hope. No matter how little, don't let it die. Keep that hope alive. Many others, like I have gone through, many others have gone through the same thing, and today they are carrying theirs. Yours won't be an exception.